the meeting now. Thanks all for coming to the Podman community meeting. Today is August 4th, 2026. We don't have a ton of topics for today. Well, I should go through the welcoming first. So we meet on the first Tuesday of even numbered months. Timing might be moved to make it friendlier for folks in Asia Pacific. Topics are driven from prior meetings or requests to me. This time we didn't have a whole lot of topics, so it might be a shortish meeting. We'll see. Discussions are accepted for Podman, Builda, Scopio, or any other related container projects, or any of your projects that use any of those containers tools. And we have the meeting notes that I'll try to keep up with listed here, and they were in the meeting invite today as well. So if you see me writing down something, or if I ask you to add a link, if you could do so there, that would be great. And today we have a demo from Paul, and I didn't put that into the agenda here very well, and that's going to be a pasta forwarding demo. And then quick talk about what's happening with Podman 6.1 RC1, and then the LFX internships. And then if you have any open questions, we'll have a section time for that as well. And then yeah, I'm not speaking well at all today. I'm sorry. Topics for our next meeting will be gratefully accepted at the end of the meeting. And our next meeting for that is October 6th, 2026. And then we'll wrap up. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing and hand it over to Paul.
Okay, well, let me start sharing my screen. Okay, you should see something.
Yep, looks good.
All right, so this is a demo about some work we wanted to do for a long time, but never really got to it around. And now with Podman 6, we finally managed to do that. And with Podman 6.1, we also made some more improvements for that. So I just want to show what this is about. So this is for the pasta forwarding. So in short, what it actually means for you is you can keep the correct source IP when forwarding on the rootless network. So with a custom network, there's a long open issue for many years where basically all the remote connections appear with an incorrect IP address. So if you look at web server logs, so this previously worked only with the normal default pasta mode. So let me just show you. So if I start a basic Nginx container here, and then if you connect, since obviously if I want to connect from another system to show you the actual IP address. So the IP address here from that system, you see it like in the 192, 168, 122, 100. So now if I make a web request, and then we do just to Nginx, and you see the correct source IP address. So this is the standard pasta, which has been integrated sometime in Podman 4 or something, which worked. But the thing that didn't work was when using a custom network. So let's remove the container, and basically, and the custom networks are quite common because you need those to allow the inter container communication, the direct one. So let's just call it network 1. And then we use the same command again and say network 1. So now if I do this again, so we still get the website, client side, all fine. But if we pull the logs out now, you see a different IP address, which is not correct. And this is basically what the problem is all about. And yeah, one other thing to show. So if I do a local IPv6 connection, so previously that also works here fine. And so now what we did to fix this is we added a new port forwarding mode, that is currently opt-in. It is not the default. So there's one containers.conf switch, routers port forwarder equals pasta. So you just check that in your file. And now we do the same again, exact same Podman command, just as one config setting. And if I did it right, so the client worked. Let's grab the logs of that container. And again, now we get the correct source IP, which is what we want. And now it's finally working. And so that worked with Podman 6.0, but there were some problems. So for example, now there's some changes in behavior between these port forwarding modes. So if I do the IPv6 now, that will fail. And that is for a very obvious reason, because if we inspect the network, so basically the subnets, we don't even have IPv6 on the network, so that shouldn't have worked to begin with, even in the old version, because the old version always truncated the IP information, or like basically lost it, and converted that always to IPv4. That's why it worked previously, but that is not how it's supposed to work. And so the new version does it right. So what that means is, move the container again. We can create a network, a dual stack network. So with IPv6, let's just call it v6. And then again, let's start the container with the other network, with the dual stack. So now from this VM, I only have IPv4 connection here, but so this still works. And now if I use this, it also works because I enabled IPv6 on the network. And this specifically here is new with Podman 6.1. And let's just check the logs to be sure that we are not doing anything wrong. So this IPv4 remote is there. And the IPv6 remote address right now is set to a hard-coded one if you connect from the host, because one thing to keep in mind is that localhost on the host is different than localhost in the machine. So like obviously if you connect from the host into the container, it cannot show you that connection as localhost, because localhost in the container is something different. But I don't have an IPv6 connection here right now to show that. If I would use an external, like public IPv6 connection, it would show the actual right IP address, so that also works. And this is basically all this is about. Yeah, a bit of an unscripted demo. I think I showed everything I wanted to show.
Considering that I ventured on like 6 minutes ago, Paul, I think it was a great demo. Thank you for jumping in and hopping in and showing us that. Does anybody have any questions for Paul about this? Okay, not hearing a whole bunch. Paul, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit again right here. We're talking about Podman 6.1. We just released RC1, and normally Matt would be talking about this. And do you have any more details about when the next RC is coming out, when we're planning to do the final release, and what new goodies might be in there besides this?
Sure. So we released Podman 6.1 RC1 on Friday, I believe.
Yes.
And so the RC1s that we are doing them a couple of weeks before our final release date, which is usually second week of August, or like every 3 months. And this time we were a bit slow because we were waiting for the work I was just demoing. That took some time to land. One thing I should note there, this is also dependent on the pasta package. So you need a recent version of that as well. And such we all needed to align that. We missed 1 week the RC is 1 week late basically, and now we are just aiming for the final next week, unless somebody reports major issues. It's basically the exact same content as RC1, and yeah, I guess that should happen sometime next week there. As for features, the one I demoed, of course, I think besides the rest, I haven't really looked that closely. It's not a lot this time around because the Podman 6.0 release was quite late compared to so we didn't have the full 3 months we usually do.
Yeah, I think it was mostly bug fixes this time around, and not a big chunk of them at that.
Yeah, there's always, every release comes with a huge set of bug fixes, more or less, or like the minor releases anyway. The patch releases are, of course, a lot smaller.
Then, just looking quickly
Yes.
through, we did Podman volume rename and Podman machine restart have been added. Some manifest push work as well, and some quadlet units now support a new key image volumes. And Podman generate cube now includes support for generating container health checks. So a few nuggets in there, plus the normal bugs. Throw the release announcement note. I can find the chat.
Yeah, so I guess final release next week, and then we are working towards the normal schedule, hopefully, which means 6.2 in November, I believe.
Yeah, that's the plans as far as I know it right now. Okay, thank you. Any questions on any of this? And then also going along with it, we also have new buildas and new Scopio. So build is now at 1.45, and Scopio is now at 1.24. And there are a lot of changes to the storage, image, and common libraries that all three of those depend upon, Podman, Builda, and Scopio. So they all went out in tandem for this August release. And I think that's about it for there. Any other questions? Right. So the last thing I had on the agenda for today was the LFX internships, which we've gone ahead and posted out on the website at LFX. If you're interested in more information, I'll post it in the chat. It's also in a variety of other places as well. I know that we've had a lot of interest and a lot of submissions already, and thanks for those for both the Podman IO and also the CI Flakes. I think for those who have submitted and not getting a response very quickly, we're hoping that you can give us a little time because it's been overwhelming, to say the least, for the number of PRs that are coming in, and at least for the Podman.io, which Ashley is leaning on. We generally get a couple of PRs every 2 months, and coming in after a weekend and finding 20 something was a little intimidating, I would say. Ashley or Paul or anybody else, do you have any further things to add about that?
Yeah, I think both the applications are open. Please apply on the LFX website. Note that while we do welcome contributions and we like seeing contributions, it is not a pre-requirement. So if you're panicking about getting something in before applying, you don't need to. We mostly look at your application, and while it's great to contribute, it's not the main focus of how we select candidates.
Yep, and so as far as I recall, I don't recall the date, Ashley. Is it August 29th? Or is it a little sooner that the closing for the applications is happening?
Um, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think you have a few weeks.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
It
a
is
bit
on
sooner.
18th.
18th? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Any questions or comments about that? Well, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, have you looked at the application count, Tom, on yours? I have looked on mine. We got a lot, so we're gonna have a lot to choose from.
Okay. Yeah, I will have to go ahead and do that then.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry in advance, but in the end, it can only be one.
Yeah.
I know there will be many good applications.
Yeah, I've honestly been very surprised and very happy to see all the applications that we have gotten so far, and then also the PR submissions as well. Any other questions or comments on that?
I actually do have some questions if
Sure.
I'm allowed to speak. It is regarding the website UX project. So I was recently checking on the LFX portal and I found that some of the text is broken on the portal. For the project. So maybe you can look into that.
Did you create an issue or a PR?
No, I commented it under the CNCF / monitoring repo within the
Okay.
issue. So yeah, you might check. I mean, Also, I had one more question. Like in the design portfolio, you are asking for means. So do I have to paste just the screenshots, or do I also have to explain exactly like where I contributed within the design? And also, should it be related to the projects which I have contributed to some other company or like my pet projects? And regarding the cover letter, I wanted to ask that means is it advisable? Should I means add a working plan on how I plan to complete the project? I hope it doesn't count something as something negative, right? Because I might add something and you might think that it's too much or something. So I wanted to ask all these questions.
Actually, have you thought through this yet?
I haven't thought much about the cover letter yet, but I know for the design portfolio, it doesn't have to do with any, like, you don't have to talk about our website at all. Like, actually would prefer it if it's something that you design separate from the website. Just like if it's just screenshots, great. If you could describe what exactly you did, what parts you touched, and what parts you designed, like just a sentence or two saying like I designed this part, that would be great too. It could be, from previous projects, it could be from school, it could be from anything. And I think the biggest focus is that you've designed it, not just, you don't have to have implemented it. I think our focus here is seeing like how you approach design. As for cover letter, I am not entirely sure what we're looking for. I haven't thought about it yet. But Tom, if you have anything that you want to see out of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of just, real quick burst of what you've done, where it's been done, and again, it doesn't matter if it's school projects or work related or just, fun and games, if you will, and what parts of it you, as Ashley was saying as well, what parts you specifically added and what things you did for it. And I think that'd be great. I hope we answered your question. It went on for a little bit. If not, hit us again.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments on this, on the internship? We're excited to have some new folks come in and contribute with us. All right. Given that, I will close that topic out and we'll move on to the open forum questions, which is comments or questions for anything. Does anybody have any open topics or questions they'd like to ask? And while we're thinking about that, I'll just also put in a plug for topics for the next meeting. Oh, yep. I'm not sure who said something, but go ahead.
Yes, I also had a doubt. Can I add on?
Sure.
It was about the second project, which was about making automation regarding the logs failures.
Mhm.
So I had the same doubt. Like, do I need to pre-contribute in the repo, or should I just focus on implementation and the proposal part? Like,
Uh,
what are the
yeah,
expectations of you as a mentor? Like, what would you like to see?
you don't need to have a contribution in Podman. I personally, I think it would be good if you have some contribution to show that can also be a personal project, just some open source repositories or something, or like a school project, or I don't know, some code, I guess. Or can be anything, just something small is fine. If you have contributed some Podman PRs, that's also fine. If you have your GitHub name in your resume, then I can look at that. And yeah, besides some implementation ideas or designs for the project that could help too, but it's not required.
Okay. Thank you for.
Yep. And Paul, you're one of the mentees for that section, correct? Or the
Yes.
mentor, rather.
Yeah.
Got the role reverse there. Okay, great. So just going forward a little bit, if you have topics for the next meeting, let me know at any point in time. If you have some you want to throw out now, great. And if our next meeting again will be on October 6th. Hope to have a few more things to demo, especially now that 6.1 will be finalized by then. And one last call for any questions or comments. Otherwise, I think we will close this out.
Actually, I had one more doubt. I
Sure.
hope I'm not consuming your time. So I wanted to ask that what I am doing is I have created a feature branch, and whatever I think would be good for the project submission, like is to effectively demonstrate like how I will implement the project. For example, I have fixed some of the things in that branch, like fixing RSS feeds, and also like you mentioned like how to auto detect the OS system so that user can directly download it. So I have implemented it in my branch. So is it advisable to add that within my cover letter? I mean, I hope that it wouldn't count as something like it would effectively downgrade my proposal. I mean, to say that.
Yeah, I think anything that you feel is pertinent to the internship would be great in your cover letter and or resume. To give
Thank you.
us something to chew on. Sounds all very reasonable to me.
I think maybe one way to think about this is that we don't want the internship to happen before actually selecting a candidate. We don't want to have 20 submissions instead of an internship, but obviously anything that shows your competence is always welcome.
Excellent point, Melissa. Right, I'm not hearing a whole lot of other topics or anything. So with that, I'm going to thank Paul once again for letting me twist his arm, and Ashley for putting her on the spot as well during the meeting today, and for everybody who's been here and contributing. We hope to see many of you here again on October 6th in just a couple of months. Y'all have a great day now. Thank you.